We're looking at the prophecy of Daniel chapter 2, where Nebuchadnezzar's had a dream and Daniel's explaining it to him. And in verse 40, here's what Daniel says. "And the fourth kingdom shall be as strong as iron, inasmuch as iron breaks in pieces and shatters all things, and like iron that crushes, that kingdom will break in pieces and crush all the others." The fourth world empire, the one that followed the Babylonians, the Persians, and the Greeks, was the Roman Empire, the one that ruled the world in the time of Christ. As Daniel stands in the presence of Nebuchadnezzar and predicts the arrival of this kingdom, he calls it an iron kingdom. And he says it's going to crush everything in its path. And of course, if you remember your high school history books, you'll know what an accurate description this was. Nothing could stop the spread of what may be the most politically successful empire in the history of the world. Starting as a simple city-state, it spread across the globe in an astonishingly short period of time. Its philosophy and influence was so widespread that to some degree, we still think and act like Romans today. Most large Western cities still incorporate the architecture of ancient Rome. Roman warfare is to some degree still studied by modern military scholars, and our legal system still has roots in ancient Rome. The growth of the Roman Empire also played an interesting role in the history of Christianity. Jesus was, in addition to being tried by the Sanhedrin, tried in a Roman court and crucified on a Roman cross. The Apostle Paul was a Roman citizen and used that to his advantage. The Roman Empire also gave us a world-class highway system that enabled the news about Jesus to spread to the outer fringes of the empire in one lifetime. As you study Daniel 2, you discover that the history of the world simply is not an accident. Somehow, without violating our freedom of choice, God is steering world events toward a final climax. He allows kingdoms to come and go, and even when a political power is completely hostile to the cause of God, He still uses it to achieve His ends. Now, take that principle and think about how disappointing modern world events can be. A collapsing economy, wars being fought all over the globe, terrorist attacks, a planet threatened by environmental catastrophe, and governments who don't really have answers to the problems that plague us most. The message of Daniel 2 is simple. It doesn't matter who comes to power. God is in control. It doesn't matter who does what. God is ultimately going to triumph and bring us to the point where we don't have to live with these sorts of problems. It's not a maybe. It's not a what if. It's going to happen. And of course, that makes adjusting your plans accordingly just a better way to live.